India will win the World Cup.
Is that even a question?
India, without taking risks, can get high totals. I think that's that X factor that India has.
12-year jinx might be broken for India.
Definitely India.
Thriller novel, a fiction novel, those many twists and turns in it.
I have not seen an atmosphere like that ever.
For ebbs and lows, for drama, for tension, for passion and for emotion.
दिल से एक ही आवाज आती है इंडिया.
Who do you think will win the World Cup and why?
India will win the World Cup because of the home conditions, and B, in the last 1 odd month, India have actually gotten over all the problems that they had, all the issues that they had. So I think it will be India.
I'll go with India, and not because they are my sentimental favorites, but I also feel that they have all things needed to win a World Cup. They are in fine form, so they have the momentum. They also have the home advantage. We've seen the last 3 World Cups, being won by teams playing at home. And I think the kind of one-day cricket that India plays, and I'll give you one of the biggest reasons, it'll be a high-scoring World Cup, and a lot of teams can get those high scores. But the way India does it, without taking too many risks, I think that will work more often than high-risk approach, which let's say other favorites like England and Australia might adopt. India, without taking risks, can get high totals. I think that's that X factor that India has, which will help them win the World Cup.
No two thoughts about it. India will win because lately there's been a pattern that the host country wins the World Cup, and this time India is the only host.
Looking at the home advantage trend that has been there since 2011, it's very, very difficult to look past India. All the batters are coming back to form, the bowlers are in form, injury is beyond them. So I think the 12-year jinx might be broken for India, and I see them winning the World Cup purely because it's held at home this time.
So I would say that England are the favourites for this particular World Cup. There's no particular reason other than the fact that yes, they do have a very strong side. The core of their 2019 World Cup winning side still there, and they've shown that they have the ability to win World Cups. Remember, they absolutely stormed to the World Cup in 2022 as well, the T20 edition. And I do think they have a very complete balanced side with a lot of all-rounders who can make a big difference in this edition of the World Cup.
Is that even a question? Of course it will be India winning the World Cup. We have been waiting for last 12 years. India won the World Cup in 2011. They were the host. We won in last ICC trophy in 2013. So finally it's time to end the decade of pain in 2023 and bring the cup home.
I think Australia has this one in the bag already. I know they've had a little bit of a slump, but then it's Australia, right? They come through in those big matches, and I think it's going to be Australia, but dil se ek hi awaaz aati hai India. But I still think Australia will take this one.
Pick your 4 semi-finalists for the 2023 World Cup.
India, Australia, England, and New Zealand.
India, Australia, England. The fourth one was a tough choice between New Zealand, Pakistan and South Africa. But I don't know, I have a gut feeling it could be South Africa.
It would be definitely India, New Zealand, I would say England, and I would still think perhaps Pakistan would make it to the semi-finals.
England, Australia, India and New Zealand.
I would say definitely England, Australia, India are making it, and I think it'll be a battle for the 4th spot. But if it has to be any team for me who win that battle, I'd say New Zealand.
So first off it's India, then second it will be the defending champions England, third will be Australia and fourth New Zealand.
India, England, Australia, I'm going to go with New Zealand.
England, Australia, India, and the 4th spot, it's a bit tough, but I think Pakistan.
Your favourite World Cup moment from the past?
Kapil Dev's catch of Viv Richards. In fact, if that catch had not happened, India won't have won the World Cup. India won't have won that 1983 World Cup. Maybe we won't have seen India emerge as the cricketing powerhouse in the world.
Kapil Dev's catch of Viv Richards of Madan Lal's bowling in the 1983 World Cup final, because 183 wasn't a big total for West Indies to chase, and Viv Richards was in fine form. Had he not been out, West Indies would have gone on to win that World Cup, and that was India's first World Cup, so very special.
It's been Mahendra Singh Dhoni's helicopter shot.
New Zealand never lost, England never won, but they got it because of a technicality. There was so much drama, 241, super overtide.
I would say Dwayne Leverock's catch from the 2007 World Cup against India. He was under a bit of pressure. He dropped a few catches before that, but then he takes that absolute blinder of a one-handed catch at slips. Celebration, everything for me.
Dhoni finishes off in style and India left the World Cup after 28 years. Has to be that one. Nothing can beat that.
Favorite World Cup match?
The Centurion game where India beat Pakistan in 2003. I have not seen an atmosphere like that ever.
Quarter-final between India and Pakistan in the 1996 World Cup. It was sensational, that match. I, was in school, just about, getting into college, and that, gives me goosebumps even now when I see the highlight.
Though it ended in a tie, it was India-England 2011.
I would say the 1999 ODI World Cup semi-final between Australia and South Africa. South Africa missed out on a chance of a final, 0.01 NRR.
My favorite match was in 2011 itself, but the quarter-final victory that you had against Australia, because Australia were the dominant team from 1999 to 2007, and beating them that well in the final really did prove that maybe India had what it takes to go on to win the trophy.
The standout moment is that Gautam Gambhir's dive in 2011 World Cup final. It was the 19th over of Muthiah Muralidharan when Gambhir hit a shot and ran for two, and that when he was trying to complete that second run, he made that iconic dive.
The 99 semi-final between Australia and South Africa, I think the drama in that match was unparalleled.
The final 2011, we won the World Cup. Come on, that is ingrained in all our Gen Z minds.
One controversy you remember from the World Cup?
Shane won 2003, the day of the opening ceremony when he was banned for doping, and I think we all thought maybe Australia would be offset by that controversy, but they won the World Cup.
2007 World Cup in the West Indies, and that was the death of Bob Woolmer. It is, I can't say favorite controversy, but the controversy that stays in my mind for the longest, because I covered it very closely in the West Indies. And it went on, controversies go on for 1 day, 2 days, maybe 5 days, a week at best. That went on for months. 2 months we had continuous coverage, and there were conspiracy theories. This could be the person. There was match fixing angle. There was a murder angle, natural death. It continued for a very long time. Even the police kept changing their statements. The inquiry kept changing. So it was like a thriller novel, a fiction novel, those many twists and turns in it. So that's a controversy I'll never forget.
I remember Vinod Kambli's tears.
Ben Stokes' effort in that 2019 ODI World Cup final between England and New Zealand. I mean, he came back, he was going for the second run. You'd remember it was the last over. Stokes dived, the throw came from Martin Guptill, but then the ball hit the bat and then it raced away to the boundary. Stokes raised his hand up. What? It should have been signalled 5 runs and not 6 runs. Kumar Dharmasena got it horribly wrong, and I think that controversy played a big role in ensuring England tied the game and also the super over also getting tied.
2019 boundary count, I mean, it was within the rules that, whoever, let's say if the super over was tied, then there would be that count back of boundaries. But for me, that was very controversial. And of course, in that same match, there was, of course, Kumar Dharmasena's decision, whereby he ended up giving away extra runs to Ben Stokes. If he didn't give away those runs, then we might have had a very different, let's say, result to that final. So I think that for me is probably the biggest controversy, because whilst the boundary count was within the rules, Dharmasena definitely made a mistake, potentially cost New Zealand a trophy.
Ooh, has to be that do or die match in the quarterfinals in 2015 when Rohit went on to hit a century after that debatable no ball, and I believe we still don't know if that was a no ball or not, but it was given a no ball and Rohit was caught out on the same ball. So of course he went on to hit a century. India went on to win the match, and that kind of deepened, soured the relationships between India and Bangladesh fans, and Bangladesh fans were very mad about that. But that has to be one of the most controversial moments.